Can you really tell what's happening between Taylor Swift and Jaime King just by looking at social media? It's a question that has been circulating among fans for quite some time, especially as the once very public friendship between the two celebrities appears far quieter than it used to be. Every missing birthday post, every event attended separately, and every stretch of silence has encouraged new theories. But do those clues actually point to a falling out, or are people simply reading too much into a friendship that has naturally become more private over time? Taylor Swift and Jaime King built a friendship that many fans admired. Although they came from different corners of the entertainment industry, their connection appeared genuine from the very beginning. Taylor had already become one of the world's biggest music stars, while Jaime had established herself as both an actress and a model. Their friendship wasn't based on working together professionally, but instead seemed to grow from mutual respect and personal support. Over the years, the two women were seen together on several occasions. They attended events, celebrated milestones, and publicly praised each other during interviews and on social media. Fans appreciated how natural their interactions appeared, and their friendship quickly became one of Hollywood's most talked about celebrity connections. One of the biggest moments that highlighted just how close they had become came when Jaime asked Taylor to become the godmother of her son. It was a deeply personal decision that surprised many people at the time. Choosing someone to be a child's godparent is often viewed as one of the greatest signs of trust and affection, and Jaime's announcement made headlines around the world. Taylor accepted the role, and fans celebrated what looked like an incredibly meaningful bond. The gesture suggested that their friendship extended far beyond award shows, red carpets, and public appearances. It reflected a relationship built on genuine care rather than publicity. As the years passed, however, both women entered different chapters of their lives. Taylor's career expanded even further with record-breaking albums, international tours, re-recording projects, and countless business ventures. Every year seemed to bring another milestone, leaving very little room for anything outside of work and close family. Jaime, meanwhile, focused on her acting career, raising her children, and navigating her own personal challenges. Like many celebrities, she also experienced periods of change that attracted media attention. Career decisions, family responsibilities, and life outside the spotlight naturally became larger priorities. When two friends have increasingly demanding schedules, seeing each other publicly becomes much more difficult. That alone doesn't necessarily mean the friendship has ended. Yet in the age of social media, many fans have grown accustomed to measuring relationships through Instagram photos, birthday messages, and public comments. When those posts disappear, speculation often begins almost immediately. Fans first started noticing that Taylor and Jaime weren't appearing together as frequently as they once had. The photos that used to appear online became increasingly rare. Public sightings became almost non-existent. Even during major celebrations and industry events, they were rarely seen in the same place. That change sparked countless conversations online. Some fans wondered whether the friendship had quietly faded over time. Others believed there had been a disagreement that neither woman wanted to discuss publicly. A third group argued that nothing unusual had happened at all, and that people were simply expecting too much visibility from celebrities who value their private lives. Without direct confirmation from either Taylor or Jaime, every theory remained exactly that, a theory. One moment that received particular attention involved Taylor's birthday celebrations. Fans noticed that Jaime wasn't publicly present during the festivities, and there were no widely shared photographs showing the two together. For many observers, that absence immediately became another piece of what they believed was a growing pattern. But birthdays can be misleading indicators of friendships. Celebrity celebrations are often private, guest lists aren't always public, and not every friend appears in photographs shared online. Some people prefer celebrating away from cameras altogether. Others simply cannot attend because of work commitments, travel schedules, or family obligations. Despite those possibilities, online discussions continued to grow. Social media has changed how people evaluate friendships. Years ago, fans relied mostly on interviews or magazine articles to learn about celebrity relationships. Today, every like, comment, or missing interaction is analyzed in extraordinary detail. If two celebrities stop commenting on each other's posts, people begin asking questions. If they don't attend the same events, new rumors emerge. If one shares a mysterious quote or emotional message, some immediately assume it must refer to another famous person. That's exactly what happened when Jaime shared a cryptic message on social media that many fans interpreted as referring to a complicated friendship. The post itself never mentioned Taylor Swift by name. Nevertheless, speculation spread rapidly across entertainment blogs and fan communities. Some readers believed the message reflected personal growth. Others thought it referred to family matters or completely unrelated experiences. Still others became convinced it was aimed at Taylor despite the complete lack of evidence connecting the two. This illustrates one of the biggest challenges with celebrity news. Cryptic posts often allow readers to project their own assumptions onto vague statements. Unless the person posting provides additional context, it's impossible to know the intended meaning with certainty. Taylor, for her part, has remained characteristically private when it comes to discussing personal friendships. Throughout much of her career, she has become increasingly selective about what she shares publicly. While she once regularly posted photos with large groups of celebrity friends, her approach to privacy has changed significantly over the years. Today, many of Taylor's closest relationships exist almost entirely outside public view. Friends have occasionally spoken about spending time with her privately without sharing photos online. Family gatherings, vacations, celebrations, and personal milestones are often kept away from cameras. That shift reflects a broader effort to separate public life from personal life. Because of that change, the absence of social media interactions doesn't necessarily reveal the full picture. Jaime has also maintained periods of relative privacy regarding her personal relationships. Like many public figures, she doesn't document every friendship online. Some connections remain visible, while others naturally fade from public attention without disappearing in real life. This raises an important question. Are fans witnessing evidence of a friendship ending, or are they simply seeing two busy people whose lives no longer unfold publicly together? It's a difficult question to answer because celebrity friendships often evolve just like any other relationship. People grow older, careers change, families expand, priorities shift, and time becomes increasingly limited. Even the closest friends sometimes communicate less frequently without losing mutual respect or affection. Hollywood also creates unique challenges. Actors, musicians, and entertainers often travel constantly. Months can pass while projects keep them in different countries. Award season, film productions, concert tours, promotional appearances, and business commitments make maintaining regular public friendships far more complicated than many people realize. From the outside, distance can easily look like conflict. But distance and disagreement aren't always the same thing. As more time passed without public interactions between Taylor Swift and Jaime King, speculation naturally continued. Entertainment headlines frequently revisited their friendship whenever one of them appeared in the news. Fans searched for clues, compared timelines, and revisited old photographs looking for evidence that might explain the apparent silence. Yet despite all the discussion, one important fact remained unchanged. Neither Taylor Swift nor Jaime King publicly confirmed that their friendship had ended, or that they had experienced any major falling out. Everything circulating online continued to be based largely on observation and interpretation, rather than verified statements. And that's where the mystery surrounding their friendship truly begins. As speculation surrounding Taylor Swift and Jaime King's friendship continued to spread, fans began looking beyond social media for answers. Every interview, public appearance, and entertainment headline became another opportunity to search for clues. The lack of direct comments from either woman only made the discussion grow louder, with many wondering whether silence itself was telling a story. One reason this friendship attracted so much attention is because it once appeared remarkably close. Unlike celebrity acquaintances, who are seen together only at industry events, Taylor and Jaime shared moments that seemed deeply personal. They openly expressed admiration for one another, attended important milestones, and spoke warmly about their friendship whenever the opportunity arose. Those memories remain fresh for longtime fans. Many still remember the excitement when Jaime publicly announced Taylor as her son's godmother. It wasn't simply another celebrity headline. It represented a level of trust that many people viewed as extraordinary. Naturally, when the public stopped seeing frequent interactions between them, questions followed. But friendships rarely stay exactly the same forever. As people move through different stages of life, relationships often change in ways that aren't dramatic or negative. Careers become more demanding. Families require greater attention. Priorities shift as new opportunities and responsibilities emerge. Friends who once spent time together every month may eventually see each other only a few times each year. That doesn't necessarily mean affection disappears. Taylor's professional life has changed dramatically over the past several years. Her music career has reached unprecedented heights, with worldwide tours, album releases, re-recording projects, business partnerships, and constant travel filling her schedule. Every major announcement generates enormous global attention, leaving little room for anything resembling a normal routine. Behind every concert that fans attend are months of planning, rehearsals, travel, and preparation. International performances require extended periods away from home, making it difficult to maintain regular contact even with close friends. Jaime has experienced significant life changes as well. Beyond acting, she has focused on raising her children, while navigating personal and professional challenges. Like many parents, balancing work and family naturally becomes a major priority. Public appearances may decrease, social media habits may change, and friendships often become more private simply because daily life becomes increasingly busy. These realities are often overlooked when celebrity friendships are discussed online. Instead, many observers focus almost entirely on visible interactions. If photographs stop appearing or birthday messages aren't shared publicly, assumptions quickly follow. Yet friendships don't always need public validation to continue existing. Another factor contributing to the speculation involves Taylor's changing relationship with social media itself. Earlier in her career, Taylor frequently shared moments with friends online. Fans became accustomed to seeing birthday parties, holiday gatherings, backstage celebrations, and vacations documented through photos and videos. Her social media accounts offered a glimpse into both her professional achievements and personal relationships. Over time, however, that approach changed significantly. Taylor gradually reduced the amount of personal content she shared. Instead of documenting everyday friendships, her online presence became more focused on music, creative projects, and official announcements. Private gatherings became increasingly rare on her public accounts. Many celebrities have followed a similar path. Growing public attention often encourages stars to protect their personal lives more carefully. Constant scrutiny can place unnecessary pressure on friendships, making privacy feel more valuable than publicity. Jaime has also maintained a relatively selective approach to sharing personal relationships online. Although she remains active on social media, not every important friendship appears through photographs or public messages. Despite this, internet discussions continued to analyze every available detail. Fans began revisiting older interviews in which the two women spoke about one another. They looked for changes in language, searched for indirect references, and compared timelines to determine whether anything significant had happened behind the scenes. So far, no interview has provided clear evidence of a falling out. Neither Taylor nor Jaime has publicly criticized the other. Neither has suggested that their friendship ended because of an argument or disagreement. In fact, the absence of negative comments has become one of the strongest reasons many observers believe there may not be any conflict at all. Entertainment media, however, often thrives on unanswered questions. When two well-known celebrities stop appearing together, headlines naturally follow. Stories asking whether friends have grown apart attract attention because audiences enjoy solving mysteries, even when very little confirmed information exists. That cycle can unintentionally amplify ordinary situations. Two busy people may simply have fewer opportunities to spend time together, but repeated headlines can make the situation appear far more dramatic than reality. Fans have also pointed to the fact that Taylor's circle of publicly visible friends has evolved over the years. Like anyone else, she has formed new relationships, while naturally seeing some older friends less often. This isn't unusual. Friend groups change throughout life. People enter different careers, move to different cities, begin families, or pursue separate goals. Even lifelong friendships can become less visible without becoming less meaningful. The same could easily apply here. Some supporters believe Taylor and Jaime remain close, but simply choose to keep that relationship away from public attention. Others believe they have quietly drifted apart over time, without any major disagreement. Both explanations remain possible, because neither woman has publicly explained the current nature of their friendship. One event frequently mentioned by fans involves public celebrations that one attended while the other did not. However, absence alone rarely provides reliable evidence. Celebrity calendars are extraordinarily complex. Filming schedules, recording sessions, rehearsals, international travel, promotional obligations, and family commitments often overlap with birthdays, weddings, premieres, and holidays. Missing an event doesn't automatically indicate personal conflict. It's also important to remember that not every invitation becomes public knowledge. Many celebrity gatherings are intentionally private. Even when guests attend, organizers may choose not to share photographs online. Some celebrities request that personal events remain completely off social media to protect the privacy of those involved. Because of this, fans rarely have access to the full picture. Another source of speculation involves Jaime's occasional inspirational or emotional social media posts. Like many public figures, she has shared messages about growth, resilience, healing, and relationships over the years. These posts often receive widespread attention because readers naturally try to connect them with current events. Yet inspirational quotes are frequently general reflections rather than direct references to specific people. Without additional context, assigning them to one particular friendship becomes highly speculative. Taylor herself has long encouraged fans to interpret her creative work carefully, but even she has acknowledged that not every lyric or public moment should be connected to a specific real-life event. Public figures often create space between their personal experiences and public narratives. That distinction becomes especially important when discussing friendships. Without direct statements, observers are left interpreting incomplete information. Perhaps the most significant fact throughout this entire conversation is what hasn't happened. There has been no public accusation. There has been no confirmed disagreement. There has been no interview announcing the end of the friendship. There has been no verified report describing a dramatic falling out. Instead, what exists is a noticeable reduction in public interaction, combined with growing curiosity from fans. That combination naturally creates mystery. But mystery should not automatically become certainty. As discussions continue across social media platforms and entertainment websites, the truth remains surprisingly simple. The public can observe what is visible, but it cannot fully understand what happens in private. Friendships exist beyond photographs, comments, and public appearances. Whether Taylor Swift and Jaime King remain close friends, occasional friends, or simply respectful former companions, is something only they truly know. Until either woman decides to speak openly about their relationship, every theory should be treated as exactly what it is, an interpretation, rather than a confirmed fact. And that uncertainty is precisely why interest in their friendship continues to capture the attention of fans around the world. The longer Taylor Swift and Jaime King remained silent about the speculation, the more attention their friendship received. In today's entertainment world, silence is often interpreted in many different ways. Some people see it as confirmation that something has gone wrong, while others believe it simply reflects a desire for privacy. Without clear answers from either woman, both perspectives have continued to exist side by side. For years, Taylor's friendships have been a major topic of public discussion. From her famous Girl Squad era to her more private approach in recent years, fans have closely followed the people who appear in her life. Every friendship has been examined, celebrated, and sometimes questioned. As Taylor's career evolved, however, her relationship with fame also changed. After experiencing intense media attention throughout much of her career, she gradually became far more protective of her personal life. Interviews became less revealing, social media became more carefully managed, and private relationships received far less public attention than they once had. That shift wasn't limited to romantic relationships. Friendships also became less visible. People who had once appeared regularly on Taylor's social media accounts were suddenly seen much less often. Some friendships continued privately, while others naturally faded as life circumstances changed. Because Taylor no longer documented every important relationship, it became much harder for fans to know who remained close behind the scenes. Jaime King experienced her own changes during the same period. Her focus increasingly centered on family, professional responsibilities, and navigating personal challenges. Like many people balancing multiple responsibilities, public appearances naturally became less frequent. Time that might once have been spent attending Hollywood events could instead be devoted to family commitments or work. When two busy people follow separate paths, distance often becomes inevitable. That reality applies whether someone is a celebrity or not. Many lifelong friendships experience periods where communication becomes less frequent. Friends move to different cities, begin new careers, raise children, or pursue demanding opportunities. They may speak less often while still caring deeply about one another. This ordinary reality is sometimes forgotten when celebrities are involved. Because fans only see carefully selected public moments, it's easy to assume those moments represent the entire relationship. In reality, they reveal only a small fraction of what happens in someone's personal life. Another reason the speculation has continued involves the emotional investment fans have in celebrity friendships. People enjoy seeing genuine connections between public figures. Friendships often feel inspiring because they remind audiences that even internationally famous celebrities value loyalty, trust, and companionship. When one of those friendships appears to change, many people become emotionally invested in discovering why. Social media has amplified this curiosity. Every platform encourages immediate discussion, allowing theories to spread rapidly across millions of users. A single photograph can generate hundreds of articles. A missing comment can become the subject of lengthy debates. Even ordinary scheduling conflicts can quickly transform into rumors of personal disagreements. Taylor and Jaime's friendship has experienced exactly this phenomenon. Each period without public interaction has encouraged fresh speculation. Fans revisit old interviews, compare timelines, analyze public appearances, and search for subtle clues that might explain what has happened. Despite all this attention, very little concrete evidence has emerged. Most discussions rely on observations rather than verified facts. Some fans point out that Taylor has continued supporting many longtime friends over the years, suggesting she values lasting relationships even when they aren't publicly visible. Others argue that people naturally grow apart, without any dramatic conflict. Both viewpoints acknowledge an important reality. Friendships are rarely static. Even the strongest relationships evolve over time. Sometimes friends speak every day. Sometimes they reconnect after months apart. Sometimes they maintain affection despite living completely different lives. Those possibilities make it difficult to judge any friendship solely by public appearances. Entertainment reporting also plays an important role in shaping public perception. Headlines often ask questions rather than making direct claims. Phrases like "Are they still friends?" or "Has their friendship changed?" naturally attract curiosity. Even when articles acknowledge that no confirmed disagreement exists, the repeated discussion itself can leave readers believing something significant must have happened. This cycle feeds ongoing speculation. One story references a missing birthday appearance. Another highlights the absence of recent photographs. Another revisits an older social media post. Individually, each detail may seem minor. Together, they create a narrative that feels convincing despite lacking confirmation. That distinction is important. Observation is not the same as proof. Public silence is not the same as public disagreement. Absence from social media is not necessarily evidence of a broken friendship. These differences are easy to overlook when conversations unfold across thousands of posts and articles. Another interesting aspect of this story is how differently celebrities approach privacy today compared with a decade ago. Many public figures have intentionally reduced the amount of personal information they share online. Constant public attention has encouraged celebrities to separate their professional image from their private lives. Taylor has repeatedly demonstrated this approach. Rather than documenting every friendship or family gathering, she increasingly allows those relationships to exist away from public attention. This decision protects both her privacy and the privacy of the people closest to her. If Taylor and Jaime have chosen a similar approach regarding their friendship, fans would have very little opportunity to observe it. Private dinners, phone conversations, family visits, or quiet support during difficult moments rarely become public knowledge. Because those interactions remain unseen, they cannot easily be included in online discussions. Instead, speculation focuses only on visible events. That creates an incomplete picture. Another possibility often overlooked is that friendships can become quieter without becoming weaker. Not every meaningful relationship requires constant public acknowledgement. Some of the strongest friendships exist almost entirely outside social media. People may exchange messages privately, offer support during personal challenges, or remain connected through regular conversations that never appear online. Without access to those moments, outside observers simply cannot measure the strength of the relationship accurately. Fans have also discussed whether Taylor's increasingly demanding schedule could explain much of the distance. Large international tours involve months of rehearsals, worldwide travel, media obligations, and business planning. Between recording music, directing creative projects, and managing professional commitments, free time becomes incredibly limited. Jaime faces her own responsibilities as well. Balancing acting opportunities, parenting, and personal commitments leaves little room for frequent public appearances. Viewed through that lens, reduced visibility becomes far less surprising. At the same time, it would also be unrealistic to assume that every friendship remains exactly as close forever. Life naturally changes people. Shared experiences evolve. Priorities shift. Some friendships strengthen through those changes. Others become less central while still remaining respectful and meaningful. There is nothing unusual about that process. If Taylor and Jaime have simply reached a different stage in their friendship, it wouldn't necessarily indicate conflict. It could instead reflect the ordinary progression of two people whose lives have taken different directions. Ultimately, the greatest challenge in understanding their relationship is the absence of first-hand information. Neither woman has offered an explanation, because neither appears to believe one is necessary. That choice deserves consideration. Public figures are not obligated to explain every friendship, every change, or every personal decision. Sometimes silence isn't hiding a secret. Sometimes silence simply protects something personal. As long as Taylor Swift and Jaime King continue choosing privacy over public discussion, the true nature of their friendship will remain known only to them. Everything else, whether hopeful or dramatic, remains speculation built upon limited public information, rather than confirmed reality. And perhaps that is the most honest conclusion anyone can reach until one of them decides to share more. As the conversation surrounding Taylor Swift and Jaime King's friendship continues, one question remains at the center of every discussion. Has their friendship truly changed, or has the public simply lost access to seeing it? It's a question that cannot be answered with certainty, because the people at the center of the story have chosen not to address the rumors directly. In an era where celebrities often share every major life update online, choosing privacy can sometimes create more curiosity than constant public appearances ever could. Looking back at the history of their friendship helps explain why fans remain so invested. For years, Taylor and Jaime represented one of Hollywood's most admired celebrity friendships. Their public support for one another appeared sincere, and the trust they shared became especially clear when Jaime named Taylor the godmother of her son. That decision alone demonstrated a bond that seemed to extend far beyond red carpets and entertainment headlines. Those moments became part of the public record. Fans watched interviews where they spoke kindly about each other. They saw photographs from events, celebrations, and gatherings that reflected genuine affection. Those memories continue to shape how people view their relationship today. Because the friendship was once so visible, its reduced public presence naturally attracted attention. However, it's important to separate observation from conclusion. Yes, the two women have appeared together far less frequently in recent years. Yes, public interactions on social media have become noticeably rare. Yes, fans have pointed to birthdays, industry events, and other occasions where one was not publicly seen with the other. All of those observations are accurate. What remains uncertain is what those observations actually mean. Some believe the friendship quietly faded as both women entered different stages of life. Others think they remain close, but have intentionally chosen to keep their relationship private. Another group believes they may simply communicate away from public view without feeling the need to document every interaction online. Each explanation remains possible because none has been confirmed or denied by Taylor or Jaime themselves. This situation reflects a broader reality about celebrity culture. Modern audiences often expect constant access to the personal lives of public figures. Social media has created the impression that every important relationship should be visible through photographs, comments, and public celebrations. But real life doesn't always work that way. Many people have lifelong friends they rarely post about online. Others celebrate birthdays privately instead of publicly. Some communicate regularly through phone calls or messages without sharing any evidence on social media. Celebrity friendships can function in exactly the same way. Another important consideration involves the nature of long-term relationships. Friendships are rarely defined by a single moment. They develop over years through shared experiences, mutual support, trust, and understanding. Even when people become less visible in one another's daily lives, the respect built over time doesn't automatically disappear. Life has a way of changing priorities. Careers become more demanding, families grow, responsibilities increase, travel becomes more frequent, schedules become harder to coordinate. These changes affect everyone, whether famous or not. Taylor's recent years have been among the busiest of her entire career. Massive international tours, recording projects, creative ventures, and professional commitments have required enormous amounts of time and energy. Jaime has also faced significant personal and professional responsibilities, balancing work with family life, while navigating challenges of her own. Given those realities, fewer public appearances together become easier to understand. At the same time, fans naturally continue searching for answers, because human beings enjoy stories with clear conclusions. Unfortunately, not every story offers one. Sometimes friendships simply become quieter. Sometimes people reconnect after long periods apart. Sometimes relationships evolve into something different without ending altogether. Those possibilities rarely generate dramatic headlines, but they often reflect real life far more accurately than rumors do. Another lesson from this story concerns the power of online speculation. A single missing photograph can inspire thousands of comments. A vague social media post can become the subject of countless theories. An unanswered question can spread across entertainment websites within hours. Yet popularity does not make speculation true. Responsible discussion requires acknowledging the difference between confirmed information and personal interpretation. In this case, the confirmed facts remain relatively limited. Taylor Swift and Jaime King shared a close friendship for many years. Jaime publicly named Taylor the godmother of her son. Their public interactions have become much less frequent. Neither woman has publicly confirmed a falling out. Everything beyond those points remains open to interpretation. That distinction matters because it encourages fairness. Assuming conflict without evidence risks creating narratives that may have little connection to reality. Respecting privacy means accepting that not every friendship exists for public observation. As fans, it's natural to wonder about relationships that once seemed so meaningful. Curiosity is understandable, but curiosity should also leave room for uncertainty. Perhaps Taylor and Jaime continue supporting one another privately. Perhaps their friendship has naturally changed over time. Perhaps they have chosen different paths while maintaining mutual respect. Only they know the complete story. Until either woman decides to speak publicly, the most balanced conclusion is also the simplest one. There is no confirmed evidence of a dramatic feud. There is no verified statement announcing the end of their friendship. There is only a noticeable absence of public interaction, combined with widespread fan speculation. Whether that silence reflects privacy, distance, personal growth, or something entirely different remains unknown. For now, the friendship between Taylor Swift and Jaime King remains one of Hollywood's most talked about unanswered questions, not because of what has been confirmed, but because of everything that remains unsaid. As with many celebrity relationships, the truth may ultimately be far less dramatic than the rumors suggest. Sometimes friendships continue quietly, sometimes they evolve naturally, and sometimes the people involved simply choose not to explain their personal lives to the world. Until new information comes directly from Taylor Swift or Jaime King, any claim about the exact state of their friendship should be treated as speculation rather than fact. Thank you for watching. What do you think is really happening between Taylor Swift and Jaime King's friendship? Do you believe they've simply become more private, or do you think their relationship has changed over time? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you never miss future updates on your favorite celebrities, friendships, and entertainment stories. Before we wrap up, it's worth reflecting on why this particular friendship continues to capture so much attention. Celebrity relationships often become part of popular culture, and when two well-known figures, who once appeared inseparable, are no longer seen together, curiosity naturally follows. Fans remember the moments that made them smile, the interviews where they praised each other, and the milestones they celebrated together. Those memories create an emotional connection that makes people want to know what happened next. At the same time, it's important to recognize the limits of what the public can truly know. Much of what happens in celebrities' personal lives remains private, and that's by design. While social media offers glimpses into their worlds, it doesn't provide a complete picture. A missing photo, an absent birthday message, or a lack of public appearances together may spark conversation, but none of those things can definitively explain the current state of a friendship. Taylor Swift has increasingly chosen to keep her personal life out of the spotlight. Over the past several years, she has shared far less about her private relationships than she once did. Friends, family gatherings, and personal celebrations are now rarely documented publicly. That shift has made it much harder for fans to judge which friendships remain active behind the scenes. Jaime King has also maintained boundaries around many aspects of her personal life. While she occasionally shares updates with followers, she doesn't publicly document every relationship or friendship. Like many people, she may simply prefer to keep certain connections away from public attention. Because both women have embraced greater privacy, drawing firm conclusions becomes extremely difficult. One of the biggest lessons from this story is that silence should not automatically be interpreted as conflict. In today's digital world, people often expect constant updates and public interaction. When those updates stop, assumptions quickly fill the gap. But friendships don't operate according to social media algorithms. Some of the strongest relationships exist without public posts, shared photographs, or online comments. Friends can support one another through private conversations, phone calls, messages, or personal visits that never become public knowledge. Another possibility is that their friendship has simply evolved over time. That doesn't necessarily mean anyone is at fault. People grow, lives change, careers demand more attention, families become larger, responsibilities increase. Even the closest friends sometimes drift into different routines, while continuing to respect and appreciate one another. Without hearing directly from Taylor or Jaime, it's impossible to know exactly where their friendship stands today. What we do know is that they shared a meaningful connection that lasted for years and created lasting memories for both themselves and their fans. Whether that relationship continues privately or has naturally changed over time remains something only they can answer. Until then, the most responsible approach is to separate confirmed facts from speculation. Confirmed facts tell us they were close friends, publicly supported each other, and shared important moments together. They also tell us that public interactions have become less frequent. Speculation begins when people try to explain why. Those explanations may sound convincing, but without confirmation from the people involved, they remain theories rather than established facts. As fans, it's perfectly natural to be curious. Curiosity is part of following celebrities whose careers and lives have inspired millions of people around the world. But respecting privacy is equally important, especially when there is no verified evidence of conflict or disagreement. Perhaps one day Taylor Swift or Jaime King will speak openly about their friendship and provide the answers fans have been seeking. Or perhaps they will continue to keep that part of their lives private. Either choice is entirely theirs to make. For now, the story remains unfinished. The friendship that once captured so much public attention continues to inspire discussion, not because of confirmed drama, but because of unanswered questions. Thank you for watching this deep dive into Taylor Swift and Jaime King's friendship. If you enjoyed this documentary, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more celebrity news, entertainment analysis, and in-depth stories. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for the watching and subscribe.